And we are in. It's going to be Sonic versus Zelda. We've got Marquette versus Manhattan. Things are going crazy. I am Septilin's here with South Beach. We got a lot of alliteration going on tonight. What is up, everybody? We are back with another game of the evening. Now, the names are going to be a little bit confusing. Their names are not Jasper's E or Michael. Both players have chosen to use names that don't actually represent the name that they signed up with today. We've got ILO versus Sansmahman, and Sansmahman, I believe, is Jasper's, and ILO is Michael.
Yep, and I'm just gonna call him Sans and ILO just to keep things a little bit easier on my part. But I'll tell you what, we got Sonic and Zelda. That's probably what I'm gonna refer to most now that I think about it, because it's just easier. That's what I see. But what a great matchup we got, because Sonic's speed versus Zelda's all-around attacks and magic abilities. We'll see what comes up at front.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Sonic is just getting relatively obliterated, Michael, and then Zelda on 35%, make it 43. And as I say it, the tables have turned once again. Going to cast a curse this fight right into the brink of things, and now it's going to be 78-70, a lead so strong for Zelda down the drain as Sonic, as always, just a little bit faster.
Oh yeah, very much faster, I may say. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Zelda, you got some range attacks. That's probably going to be your best bet to keep Sonic away, because Sonic's a close fighter, as we just saw right there. A really great, nasty smash attack, smash forward attack. But Zelda needs to really rely on those specials with the range. So like the side special, and of course that down special. That's a very deadly down special she's got.
Absolutely. Zelda's got quite the kit indeed. She is quite the unusual character, unlike many others. She's got projectiles, she's got up close, she's got long range. I mean, she is a force to be reckoned with when played at her best. And right now we see that Zelda on screen not necessarily playing her best. Jasper's currently up in the lead of stocks, 100%, no, I mean 50% extra credit. Even if they lose this stock, every single percent they've gotten before losing it matters.
And I'll tell you what, Sonic got a little bit lucky surviving attack right there. Can't survive that one, unfortunately, but I'll tell you what, Zelda's got a pretty good moveset. Definitely gonna be relying on that down special attack. We see it a lot right now, and we're gonna definitely see it a lot more now.
Absolutely, and now we see this Zelda just absolutely not keeping up pace, keeping up to speed with this Sonic player, and Jasper's E able to take full advantage of that opportunity to charge forward smash, just finding that second stock, and Zelda already down to their last, only 15% on the second for our Sonic player here today. Right now, it is a fantastic look moving forward. These schools really going toe-to-toe already, but we are seeing a definitive lead in this matchup so far.
Sans with the swagger on that. Again, it was a forward tilt smash attack, and he's going to be using that a lot more often. If I'm Zelda, really, again, keep with that range. Maybe even play a little more. I mean, I know it's hard to be aggressive, but you're using your down special a lot. It's a reliable move, but it's starting to be a little bit too predictable for Sonic to see. So you might want to switch it up, give him a little something new, try to turn the tables right here.
Yeah, I was going to say that same thing, reliable yet predictable. And you can really see that our Sonic player here, Jasper's E, has really developed around that. Changed his moveset and adapted to really adjust and make sure that Shadow Knight, or whatever you'd like to call it, is ineffective. And so far, that's exactly what has started happening, even more than it already was.
Exactly, and I tell you what, if I'm who am I trying to say? ILO. That's his name, Zelda. If I'm Zelda, you gotta finish it right now. Sonic's at 122, relatively light character. You gotta find a way to take that last stock, get back in this game, and then make it a match, make it interesting, make sure you don't get too many points. Gotta try to get back in this game.
Absolutely. Really got to try to get back into the game and put the pressure on, because 133%, you're only 60%. This is still a winnable game. There is a world, unless you pineapple yourself like that and get stuck underneath the stage, in which case that's going to be an easy victory there. That's definitely looking good so far for Manhattan, as they're able to come out on top of that.
Yep, Manhattan with the very first win of the series. Sansmahman. That is how you say his name indeed, I'm pretty sure. But I'll tell you what, he was definitely more faster, more aggressive, and it was just Zelda did not have an answer for his speed. And we'll take a quick break.
No.
Never mind.
That was
Go
definitely
ahead.
I was just about to say, I was gonna say, we definitely saw that speed momentum and that speed matchup not really making out to where it needed to be. Sonic definitely having the advantage over that Zelda player, and I think that's something that we might see Realistically, I think we're going to see a change here in playstyle. I think either playstyle or character as a whole. I don't think we're going to see Zelda come back. And if we do, I think we're going to see a much more defensive player.
Exactly, because we didn't really see a lot of defense, and the defense we did see didn't really work out. It was mostly some dodges. We didn't really see any shields. Zelda has that neutral special, the blue diamond, as I just call it, because that is what I see, a blue diamond. And that's a good way to get some spacing, trying to like get your opponent away from you. That's a really good shield. Not necessarily a counter, but it's a shield that does some damage. Definitely want to rely on that more often if you're going up against a close quarters combat character.
Yeah, absolutely. I think going up against close quarters combat, you really need to not rely on Zelda's Zelda's long range aggression, and you need to be much more focused on your fast pace and close up attacks.
Exactly. And Zelda, again, range attacks work. But you need to switch them up more often, and then even go into some of your actual smash attacks, some of your neutral hits, because really, I think ILO's biggest problem was just being way too predictable into his movements. You saw the down special, and that just gave Sans a good opportunity to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I've seen this before, so I'm just going to counter it right here. And it just didn't give ILO a chance to think about his next move. He just stuck to the same move. You got to switch it up if you're Zelda.
Yeah, no, I could not agree more with that. And it looks like these characters, they're taking a little bit of time really deciding what they want to make their next approach to be, really what character they want to come out with, possibly deciding a map as well. We know that sometimes takes people a little bit longer than we all like to admit, but it looks like they're finally going to be entering the ring. Sonic versus Ness. So there is that change in play style that we predicted just moments ago. And Sonic definitely successful so far, definitely high quality and able to find some very cheeky eliminations, but now going up against a Ness, I think we're really going to see high value come from that.
Yeah, Ness has some pretty good range attacks. Again, every time I see a Ness, I always say, let's place your bets on how many PK fires we're going to see. We're probably going to see some, not going to lie. It's a pretty good move to use. It's a great move to spam. If you're Ness, you got to use some of those range attacks. Your Thunder, your Fire, and an SD early. Not looking too good, I got to say.
Yeah, I have to agree. It looks like maybe swapping wasn't the call. Maybe that wasn't what you needed to do. Maybe you just need a change in play style, or maybe there's just a player difference here. Sonic may be very familiar with the Zelda matchup, and maybe the Ness matchup.
Exactly. I think Sonic knows how to play against the range pretty well, because I think if you want to beat Sonic, you got to use some range, or you got to be a heavy character and get away from the big guys. But Sonic's playing really, really well against these range characters in Zelda and Ness. So let's see what Ness can do. Let's see what ILO has an answer for. Almost got stopped right there. I'll tell you what, he is really struggling to get back into this game. Pretty good recovery right
absolutely.
there.
I think we're really seeing a struggle to get back into the game as well, as we see that it's definitely going to be 3 stocks versus 2 stocks. And really, all of this is just extra percent for our Sonic player right now. Jasper's E is really finding the high value off the top of it.
Exactly. And he almost got him with that that spin dash. And right now, Michael is just not finding an answer. He's just missing attacks and then just playing a little desperate right there.
Yeah, and moves of desperation are definitely things that we're very used to seeing early on. Now, 161% for a Ness. That is, kind of unheard of. That is a very high percentage for a Ness to survive at the Sonic with the back throw. Going to finally find that first stock. Now, going to be 2 stocks to 2 stocks, but you could flick this Ness in the stomach and he'd fly into the stratosphere. So, definitely a tough place to be.
And it looks like Sans is playing the ledge pretty well as he just got that last stock. Not too hard to take, considering the 160% damage right there. And we just saw right there that combo to try to get Sonic off stage. We've seen that combo plenty of times probably if you watch Smash regularly and watch Ness competitively regularly. But Sonic's a pretty good character to get back onto the ledge. He's light, he's got some air after his jumps. It's going to be hard to get Sonic off the ledge, but you just got to get enough damage on him to just land a good smash attack, get him off. And that's when those PK fires are coming in. And I've counted probably 7 or 8 PK fires. Not all of them hit, of course, 9. But let's see if there's any more.
Absolutely, definitely going to keep an eye out for those. And moving forward, I think we really need to look out for this hyper aggression coming through, because this Ness is, especially now, in a winnable scenario. Things really started off poorly, and even with an SD, we see that they've gotten Jasper's E, this Sonic player, all the way down to their final stock. So right now, I mean, if they still had that second stock, they would be in such a phenomenal position. But due to that SD, they really are going to have to push themselves a little bit harder if they want to succeed here.
Exactly. We're at 14 PK fires, by the way, if you guys were wondering. Probably not, but I definitely was counting him. But yeah, definitely ILO is still in a winnable situation. He's at 80, but Sonic's at 40, so it's just a 40% deficit basically. But it's still a winnable situation. You just gotta rely on those ranged attacks more and just time it right to try to get a good hit on Sonic.
Yeah, and of course it's easy to say, oh, just keep Sonic away from you. And that is relatively difficult to pull off, as he's the fastest character in the game, and no matter how far you run, he's always going to be right behind you. But utilizing those projectiles is really when it comes down to keeping Sonic out of your range and keeping him away from you, because the second he gets in past your projectile range, your viability immediately plummets. And I think that's what we're seeing a lot, is Jasper's is doing a great job moving to constantly make sure that this Nest player isn't able to land any moves, while also constantly staying just outside the range of viability for this Nest player.
Exactly, and right there, he actually had an opportunity to grab him, which could have gotten us some additional damage right there, but instead tried to just move away. But right now, they're both, at this point, I would say, are in actually a winnable situation. Maybe ILO. Oh!
Oh, the yo-yo.
Yo.
You know it, you love it. Yo-yo. Absolutely phenomenal. The yo-yo comes through, and we've seen that, like you said, if you watch competitive Smash and you know Nest players, you've seen that 100 times before. That yo-yo comes out, and it is lethal, to say the very least. That is going to push us into a Game 3 for our first matchup between Marquette and Manhattan.
It looks like ILO found his stride finally as Nest. Didn't quite work out as well with Zelda, but now he's starting to do it well with Nest. And like you said, that yo-yo came in clutch. I counted 17 PK fires in that match. Not all of them hit. I probably should hit, but it was definitely a great comeback win for ILO.
Yeah, ILO, just a phenomenal job. They're able to push us into a Game 3. And now, like I said, this is only the first matchup between these schools. We've got 4 more after these, or after this. And I mean, this is going to be nothing short of fantastic. These schools aren't necessarily super high in our seed placements right now, but there's plenty of time for that to change. I think 7 more weeks to really make an impact. And both these schools have the momentum to do so.
Exactly. You know, I think Manhattan is 11, if I'm not mistaken, and Marquette's 15 or 16. But, you know, they're definitely on a mission right now to try to switch it around. Marquette's 11, Manhattan's 15. But it looks like they can make a pretty big statement just to switch around whatever. They can make a statement win, try to get up in the rankings. Manhattan especially needs to get up right there. They're the 15th with only 2 wins on the season. They need to get an answer, get some more wins going for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely going to need to get some more wins under their belt here. That's definitely going to be something to look out for. Is, like you said, that one of these schools is the 11th seed, and if they can break that top 10, if they can break that ceiling and kind of get themselves into the top 10 placement, that's going to be nothing but huge for that school and that team as a whole. To be so close, get so far away from that greatness, I think these schools are really on the edge. Now we're going to see the swap from Sonic into Hero, a notorious DLC character that a lot of people are very hesitant to allow into the competitive scene, but at EGF here, we hold no grudges, and we're going to have him introduced once again by Jasper's E against this Nest player.
Exactly. If you're playing against Nest, I don't blame you busting out a Hero in there. He's definitely got a really vast move set using different spells and different smash attacks and all of that. I will question, like, Sonic was definitely working for him. I don't think ILO figured out his Sonic very well, but it's still, you know, Hero's still a pretty good character, pretty heavy hitting, but Sonic was working for him, so I wonder how Hero's gonna turn out for Sans.
Yeah, I definitely agree that the Sonic was working, maybe not working as well as he wanted, so maybe that was why he decided to maybe make that semi-sacrifice and change to Hero, but playing Hero is already not working out quite like they wanted it to. There's either 27 or 17 options for the Hero to choose from. You know, of course, you only get 4, but there's 17 or 27. I don't remember which 4 of them will be chosen at random, and the hero will get to choose from them. But Ness now definitely taking an early advantage and an early lead. I think it's going to be uncomfortable to swap to a hero in third set like that. You play 2 in a row, you get very comfortable to the play style you're reviving with, and then to swap that late in a matchup, I feel like that's a little weird.
Exactly, and just like I said before, Hero's got a really unpredictable set, so it's hard to like analyze how Hero's gonna attack you because there's only what 27, 50, 100 million, whatever the number is, attacks Hero can do, and you just gotta keep an eye out because he can end you with 1 hit technically, but so you just gotta be on your toes.
Yeah, absolutely. You've most definitely got to be on your toes against Hero because even they don't know what's going to happen next, and that's arguably the scariest thing about them is they have no idea what 4 moves they're about to use, and they've got to figure that out on their own, and you've just got to hope you can react in time. That's what we see a lot of players worrying about is, oh, how am I going to react to something that even they don't know what's coming up next? And the crackle slash, they're able to deal another hit. We saw that kind of, not really an SD, but yeah, that stock's long gone. We saw not really an SD early on from this Hero player, but now we see that they're really starting to put in the work against this Ness. They're now every single hit until they die again is extra credit in terms of coming out on top of this matchup.
Exactly, and like we said, Hero can, you never know what Hero's gonna do. He could hit you out with 1 instant hit. He can hit himself out with 1 instant hit with his Kamikaze. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he does well. But right now it's a tight game. It's still a little bit leaning more towards Hero.
Yeah, definitely leaning in Hero's favor. Of course, they're still at 0%. Well, as I say, it's not true any longer, but they're still 35% in the lead over this Ness player. And the aggression coming out is definitely proving to work, both on the Ness and on the Hero. We see both of them really starting to dump in high levels of aggression in kind of an attempt to put the pressure on and find early damage.
Exactly. We just saw Ness use a Thunder. Didn't quite work out well, but that's a good range attack to use. Doesn't do the most damage, but if you can possibly try to land a recovery move on him, that could do some serious damage. Probably could end the game right there.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think Ness's PK Thunder in particular is a great move to keep your enemy off the map, possibly interrupt a recovery of some kind. And that's something that a lot of people pretty much use it for in the competitive scene. They find that it comes much more in handy in terms of just getting in the way than it actually does being a recovery. And Michael, on that Ness, able to find that final elimination onto Hero. I mean, the reverse sweep coming through there, a phenomenal performance.
Man, Marquette University came out from behind and just came back to just win the whole thing with Ness. The character switch to Hero didn't work out as well as Sans hoped it would, but I tell you what, that was a pretty good matchup, what we just saw right there.
Yeah, absolutely. A very high risk, high reward scenario that just simply did not end in their favor. That's only the first matchup of 5. We've got so much Smash Bros left for you today. Don't go far. We'll be back in just a minute with 2 more players for you.